how I paint my bases to look like the GW box art. Featuring some rocks. We've got some nice rocks here. And these rocks are from Epic Basing. I'm using the Granite Torus file. They also have a bunch of physical copies. If you want to buy them, you don't have a printer. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I just like their stuff and I use it all the time because it makes basing very easy. So before we even start painting, we want to make sure that our mini base makes sense. It's not overhanging, it's got a good focal point, and importantly, the mini fits on it. Don't have floating feet, it's not awkward in its pose, and we have accomplished that here. Hooray. Anytime I work with resin, I always use Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Slap that on. Then I'm going to fill this area out with some fucking skulls, because it's 40k. What the fuck else are we going to use? We're going to put skulls on everything. Yeah, it looks fucking sweet. Love skulls. Up next, we got the poop phase. I'm using Sterling Mud from Citadel, but you can use whatever you want. AK, Vallejo, they all have great options. You slather the poop on there till you hit your diarrhea saturation point, and it's important you leave this to dry for a couple hours. I'm priming this with an airbrush. You don't have to use an airbrush, but it'll make life easy. The first dry brush stage is Eshin Gray, and you can really kind of be pretty messy with this. You don't need to clean a lot off the brush. You really want to cover like 95% of the rocks and leave some areas in shadow, but really slather it on. Next, you're going to use Mechanicus Standard Gray, and more or less the same thing. Probably 90% to 85% of those same rocks you're going back over. Next phase is Administratum Gray, and this is where you want to be a little selective. You'll notice I'm a little bit more delicate on my dry brush passes, and I'm trying to touch more of the top of the rocks. Then I'm going to use an oil wash, and a lot of these recesses, the cracks between the rocks, we're really trying to add some contrast. It's going to be key to any miniature painting phase, but all these little areas we want to use a wash. I'm going to use an enamel one from AK to really just boost some contrast. Let the wash itself do the work. It's going to flow into the recesses, and it should be a pretty simple and soothing step. You're really just letting the wash do all the work. Yay. From here, you're ready to then paint the first base layer, which is Mournfang Brown, and you can be pretty messy with this too. It's okay to leave some areas in shadow, just slap it on, and it should look like this once you've completed the first stage. First dry brush stage is Zamizi Desert. Using a small brush for this because I've got a confined area, and we're just going to hit it up. You can be somewhat liberal with your application here. You can have a little bit extra on the brush. You do want to cover most of the brown Mournfang base layer with this. So once you're done, it's going to look pretty yellow. Might look a little bit weird, but trust the process. We're going to be heading into the next and final step, which is Shabdi Bone. So just touch up that same area. I've also gone ahead and painted the skulls a little bit.